twilight of Carlos Monzon's career. His final match was against Rodrigo Valdez, who many regarded as Colombia's greatest boxer. Monzon was a pressure-oriented boxer-puncher. He was a methodical, long-range fighter who controlled bouts with his powerful jab, solid defense, and calculated pressure. Valdez, on the other hand, was a swarmer and pressure fighter known for his high-octane, aggressive style. He possessed power in both hands and never shied away from intense exchanges. His fast hands and quick footwork complemented his power well. However, his main weakness was his underdeveloped defense. When facing a pressure fighter, the key to victory lies in effective distance management. This involves not only footwork, but also the crucial use of the jab. The jab serves as the line of defense, providing flexibility to follow up with additional punches, defend, or move to reposition. Sometimes, showing the jab is just as important as landing it, as it presents a constant threat and disrupts the opponent's ability to freely engage. By consistently using and landing the jab, you're already halfway to winning the battle at the line, forcing the pressure fighter to work harder to apply the pressure.
And Valdez, having knocked the ring's Iron Man down, unless you happen to be the guy on the end of that left hand, and the right hand punches that he usually brings into concerned about the heads going in. I don't think it's right hand for the whole fight if he can, because that having got through.
Monzon's style was straightforward, yet highly effective. He would jab from a distance, and if it created an opening, he would follow up with a punch before resetting. If Valdez attempted to get past the jab, Monzon would simply pull straight back, a move most boxing trainers consider a big no-no. So why did it work so well for Monzon? To start, he was excellent at establishing and maintaining his range. Known as escopeta for his shotgun-like punches, his stiff jab allowed him to control the distance, either holding his ground or pushing the opponent's back. This control ensured he always had space in the open ring to exit without getting trapped against the ropes. Additionally, Monzon had exceptional defensive timing and could read Valdez's punches, knowing exactly when to pull back. While some boxers prefer to stay in a pocket using head or hip movement, Monzon played with range. By frustrating his opponents, he could force them into lunging, and in those critical moments, Monzon would hold his ground and counter when Valdez was at a position from overreaching. What truly completed Monzon's style was his ability to put his punches together. Almost everything began with the jab, which dictated the next move. If Valdez adopted a defensive stance, the jab would align his head for the right hand to strike. Monzon would typically incorporate movement after landing his punches. He would finish his combination with a power punch, shifting his weight onto his front foot, then using that foot to push off out of the pocket, exiting Valdez's range. This maneuver allowed him to reset and safely re-enter the pocket, where he would re-establish his jab and continue to maintain distance.
One of those throwback pugilists who would have clobbered his I think a champion. Imagine he's made up his mind by now, because he knows. Seems to take a lot out of the opposition, this fellow. When you hardly any wasted really in the amount that are being thrown. Oh, and they're really putting a rather hard job keeping that cut staunched over Monzon's nose.
At its most intricate level, the interplay of range involves constantly manipulating distance. When Monzon would pull out the pocket, Valdez would sometimes blindly follow, focusing solely on closing the gap. This will leave him vulnerable to more punches from Monzon. It's a continuous strategy of sticking, moving, and striking again when the opponent isn't mindful of their pocket presence. Simplicity at its highest level is a profound art form. It is the distillation of complexity into elegance, where mastery is achieved not through an abundance of techniques, but through the perfect execution of a few. Carlos Monzon embodied this philosophy, using a stern jab and precise footwork to craft a legendary career. His approach was a testament to the power of fundamentals, where each movement and punch served a distinct purpose. By honing these core strengths, Monzon was able to manipulate the ring with grace and control, turning simplicity into a deadly weapon. His style stands as a tribute to the idea that in boxing, true artistry lies in the ability to make the complex appear effortlessly simple.
His left eye, that's leveled up the cuts in this fight. I think that the tactics are to try and really force the pace for the last part of this fight, hoping done. That's what this game's all about. Certainly